Mr. Chancellor, Chair of the Board of Governors, Madam President, graduands, and honored guests. Tanse, Jennifer Adese Ndishnakaso. Hello, my name is Jennifer Adese. It is my pleasure and privilege to present our honorary doctoral candidate, an honorary doctorate 9 times over, Dr. Tom Jackson. Amazing. Born on the One Arrow Reserve in Saskatchewan, a home to some of the best bannock I have ever tasted in my young life, to a Cree mother and an English father, Dr. Jackson was raised in Nemeo, Alberta, and Winnipeg, Manitoba. It was while living homeless on the streets of Winnipeg that he found his voice, a voice that would lead him to an inspiring career in radio, television, film, theater, and humanitarianism. As a guitar-playing songwriter and as a public affairs and Indigenous rights programmer for the CBC in Edmonton and Winnipeg, Dr. Jackson became a regular performer through the 1960s and 1970s in Winnipeg, playing in clubs, coffee houses, and festivals. His early songs highlighted Indigenous people's concerns, and his music protested conditions facing Indigenous people. He played across genres, skillfully developing his musical range in folk and country rock. In 1994, he released his first national solo album, No Regrets, through Peg Records and Sony. Although a successful musician, some of you graduates might know our honorary doctoral recipient best from his time as Billy Two Feathers, a character he played on the show Shining Time Station. Others might have first encountered him on the hit CBC television series North of 60. There, Dr. Jackson played Lynx River Band Chief Peter Kennedy, a complex and enigmatic character that saw Dr. Jackson become an inadvertent icon and a father figure for many. Dr. Jackson has continued to grow as an actor and a musician. Combined with the fact that he was raised with a keen sense of generosity and a commitment to community, Dr. Tom Jackson has emerged as one of the most profound artist activists in the world today. 2016 marked the 29th year of the Huron Carole, a series of concerts and galas held now nationwide that, inspired by his song of the same name, in its own words, brings those we help together with those who give, for a night of breaking bread, breaking barriers, and celebrating our roles in the world of social responsibility. This commitment to social responsibility has seen Dr. Jackson help raise over $200 million in combined cash in-kind contributions to food banks and for disaster relief. As an ambassador for Red Cross, he has for decades been especially dedicated to alleviating poverty and hunger among homeless and disaster-affected communities. This dedication has been acknowledged through numerous accolades. Dr. Tom Jackson received the CCMA Humanitarian Award in 1996, became an Officer of the Order of Canada in 2000, received the Queen's Jubilee Medal twice, in 2002 and 2012. In 2007, was awarded both the Juno and the Gemini Humanitarian Awards, and he has received centennial medals in both Saskatchewan and Alberta. He is the recipient of, as I mentioned, an astonishing 9 honorary degrees bestowed between 1998 and 2010, including one from Trent University in 2000, a place where Dr. Jackson was installed as the university's 10th chancellor, a position he held from 2009 to 2013. It would be impossible for me to overstate Dr. Tom Jackson's impact on the world and on myself as a Métis person, as an educator. More than a gifted musician, he is a true humanitarian and social activist. For decades, he has served as an inspiration to young Indigenous people, but for far more than his image. He has publicly committed to and demonstrated a vision of hope, of possibility, and of caring that inspires us all to ask what we can do to make the lives of those around us safer, happier, and more filled with love. For all of this and more, I say, Dr. Jackson, Kinanaskomitin, I thank you. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of his award-winning work as actor, musician, philanthropist, and university chancellor, I request that you confer the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, upon Tom Jackson.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors, and upon recommendation by the University Senate, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Thank you. I now invite Laura Gagnon to come forward to honor Dr. Jackson with an honor song, and Will Raffelsieper to present Dr. Jackson with a gift.
I had to take a few minutes to acknowledge to myself, this is far from the norm. You might think that doctor might get normal. It does not. What makes it unique and special and a confirmation that we're in for a bright, brilliant future is for you to be here with me and for me to be here with you. You heard that my dad was English and my mother was Indian. That makes me Canadian. Don't get confused. If you'd like to see, and if you believe in a better world, in a better Canada, say aye. Okay, some of you would. If you'd like to see a better world and a better Canada, say aye. If you'd like to see a better world and a better Canada, say love. Nothing will ever be the same. You see, if you've been in my lodge before, you'll know this. But if this is your first time, this may surprise you, but I love you. You can take that to the bank. It is worth something. You know, I was wondering about the Canada 150 and how we were going to get to 151 and what it meant to be shoulder to shoulder with Craig and with you. I realized that your wealth and determination is extraordinary. Say that. Say, I'm extraordinary. I'm extraordinary. Yes, you are. Say it again. I am extraordinary. I am extraordinary. You didn't become extraordinary all on your own. Being extraordinary takes teamwork. And I heard that earlier. And if you want to engage in this idea of a journey to make a better Canada, to see a better Canada, I think you should see Canada better. I really do. I brought this along with me. And now, if you were to have an opportunity to travel just some of the places that I've been, you would have gone to Old Crow and tasted the best caribou stew in the world. You'd have gone and golfed on the Beaufort Sea, where in Inuvik they'll carve out an 18-hole golf course, and you might go down to Kispiox, which would be over there. If I was in the map of Canada, you'd go to Kispiox and dance with the grandmothers, and the more you danced with them, the younger they'd get. You'd go over to the prairies and you'd stand in teepee circles, and you'd take your shoes off and you'd stand there, and it would overwhelm you so much that you would cry. You'd go to the dinosaur park and talk to the people that run the dinosaur park. I asked them, why do you do this? And the young man there said, as he looked at me like I was nuts, and he said, can't you feel it? I could, just as you can now. And maybe I'd go over to Gander, where you can go there and they'll welcome you from anywhere on the planet. Go to Cape Breton and go to Mabu, where everybody plays and sings in Mabu. Why? Because they're from the Rankin family. And you hear the beautiful language of the French. You see the tall ships, and then you come back here and you see the maple leaf. You see, the beautiful maple leaf is my sister. And if you think for 5 seconds, I just only want 5 seconds of your life. 5 seconds. Now just think for that 5 seconds that I'm your brother. You got it? This is my sister. How do you feel about that maple leaf now? So we have 1,000 colors in this country. And we're all fiercely independent. But I work with the Red Cross, and I can tell you when there's a disaster in this country, that color all goes away. And we become a family. We all have a song. We must sing it loud. Sing it loud. Be proud. It makes us strong. We all have a path, and you must find yours, and when you do, He'll walk it with you. Sometimes I wonder, but I don't understand why love is a mystery, because that wasn't God's plan. And if war is the answer, then let's find something new. Let's look below the surface and search for a truth, because it's a wonderful journey that love will provide. And there's a pain, and that's a given. And dark is the night. But love, it'll rumble, and it'll make you weak in the knees, and you'll fall and you'll tumble. But love's glory you will see if you never take no. Or what's done is done. You know, some people have said, what's done is done. Don't believe it. Stand up and be counted, because there is a power in one. And you can't buy the kingdom where freedom is found. So never lay down, because love is a palace and you wear the crown. One day at a time. Hold on, because life is not a free ride. But you will survive if you take it one day at a time. And you've got to believe that if you keep on trying, you'll spread your wings. There'll be no denying. Even in dark days when the world is crying, if you are strong, the sun will start shining. If you never take no. Or what's done is done, and you stand up and be counted, because there is a power in one. And you can't buy the kingdom where freedom is found. So never lay down, because love is a palace, and you wear the crown.